This is 400 Lakeshore Drive, a prominent location in the heart of Chicago that has been waiting for its moment to shine for many years. Originally, it was supposed to be the site of one of the city's tallest and most ambitious skyscraper projects. However, after a series of financial struggles and a failed attempt to bring it to life, the project was ultimately abandoned. Now, years later, this location is finally undergoing a major transformation that will redefine Chicago's iconic skyline. What once was an unfortunate dream has now become the foundation for a bold, new vision. In today's video, let's take a closer look at this crucial site, explore its storied history, and dive into the ambitious plans that are set to change the face of Chicago's waterfront forever. As many of you know, Chicago is a place unlike any other. It's known for its impressive architecture, rich history, and unique culture. With its skyscrapers, bustling streets, and beautiful views of Lake Michigan, it stands out as one of America's most iconic cities. From the historical Chicago River to the shores of Lake Michigan, every inch of the city has a story to tell. But for today's video, we're zooming in on one very specific location, 400 Lakeshore Drive. It's a site with a rich past and an even more hopeful future, bridging the lake and river while marking a new chapter in Chicago's skyline. Now let's rewind to where it all began. In July 2005, an ambitious project was proposed by Christopher Carley of the Fordham Company. His vision was to create a 116-story skyscraper named the Fordham Spire, designed by the world-renowned architect Santiago Calatrava. This towering structure was planned to rise to a height of 2,000 feet, making it one of the tallest buildings in the world at the time. The tower would have included both hotel and condominium spaces, creating a blend of luxury accommodations with residential appeal. The design itself was visually stunning, with a spiraling form that would have made it a one-of-a-kind architectural marvel on Chicago's skyline. However, not everyone shared Carley's enthusiasm for the project. Financial concerns were raised, including some from Donald Trump, who questioned the project's viability and the security risks associated with such a tall, prominent structure. These concerns proved to be just the beginning of the challenges the Fordham Spire would face. Despite the initial pushback, Carley remained committed to bringing his vision to life. However, as financial pressures mounted, he was unable to secure enough funding to proceed with the project. In 2006, he handed the project over to another developer, Garrett Kelleher, who took a new approach. Kelleher renamed the project the Chicago Spire, and with this rebranding came a few major changes. He removed the hotel component and antenna, focusing solely on creating a luxury residential tower with high-end condominiums. By 2007, it looked as though the project was finally gaining momentum. Condo sales were underway, and the city of Chicago had granted the necessary approvals. But then, as with many ambitious projects, timing proved to be everything. In 2008, the global financial crisis hit, and it struck the real estate industry particularly hard. With funding drying up, construction on the Chicago Spire came to a halt, leaving a massive 76-foot deep excavation site, a literal hole in the ground that would soon become an infamous eyesore for the city's residents. As financial and legal challenges piled up, the project was officially abandoned by 2009. Efforts to revive the Chicago Spire, including attempts to secure union loans and additional financing, ultimately failed. By 2010, the bank filed a foreclosure lawsuit, marking the end of the Chicago Spire as we knew it. After years of litigation, the site was finally transferred to Related Midwest in 2014. This transition symbolized a new chapter, but the question remained, what would become of this prime location? Fast forward to May 2018, when Related Midwest unveiled its initial plans for the site. This time, the project had a different vision, one designed with both the surrounding neighborhood and the city's architectural landscape in mind. The plan featured two towers, one reaching 1,100 feet and the other 850 feet, connected at the base by a podium with restaurants, a ballroom, and a variety of amenities. The development was set to include 300 condominiums, 175 hotel rooms, and 500 rental apartments. However, not everyone was thrilled with this proposal. Concerns about the impact on the neighborhood, particularly the addition of hotel rooms and the podium size, led the city to reject this initial plan. but Related Midwest didn't give up. In February 2019, the Chicago Plan Commission granted Related Midwest an extension of its zoning rights, allowing them time to revise the design. By June 2020, a new updated plan was approved. This revision brought significant changes to the original design. The height of both towers was reduced, with the North Tower now planned at 875 feet and the South Tower at 765 feet. The hotel and condominium components were completely removed, shifting the focus exclusively to residential units and public amenities. The podium size was scaled down to better fit the surroundings. This time, the project's architectural vision was brought to life by Skidmore, Owings, and Merrill, led by renowned architect David Childs. If his name sounds familiar, it's because he also designed One World Trade Center in New York City. The design is as much about aesthetics as it is about practicality. The towers will feature bay windows with a champagne-colored panel system, providing stunning views of Lake Michigan. Moving away from the originally proposed terracotta exterior, the design now emphasizes floor-to-ceiling glass, with shallow bays that pay homage to Chicago's historic architecture. Each tower is slightly asymmetrical, with staggered steps to reduce the wind's vortex effects coming off the lake. This not only enhances the building's stability, but also adds a unique visual element to the design. Additionally, the building's facade has been described as bird-friendly, minimizing its impact on local wildlife. Once completed, the North Tower will rank as the 13th tallest building in Chicago. Together, the two towers will provide 635 new apartments, including 127 affordable units, helping meet Chicago's growing demand for housing. In total, the development will span over 1 million square feet of floor space, featuring 3 levels of underground parking and various amenities. The first floor of the North Tower will house the main lobby, a grab-and-go cafe, and of course, a much-needed dog spa. Related Midwest has also committed $10 million to the redevelopment of nearby Disabled Park, as well as several infrastructure improvements along the Riverwalk. These improvements include new security cameras, lighting, landscaping, and enhanced pedestrian crossings. The project will also extend the Chicago Riverwalk to Lake Michigan, creating a seamless connection through an underpass that crosses Lakeshore Drive. In total, the development will feature 4.5 acres of public land, including a plaza with art installations and a 2-story podium. Construction officially began in January 2024. Given the existing excavation, you might think that setting the foundation would be straightforward, but it turned out to be a major challenge. In late February, an impressive 2,000 cubic yards of concrete were poured into the site's foundation. This required over 250 trucks to arrive in steady succession every 2 minutes, delivering a staggering 9 million pounds of concrete in a single 12-hour window. Altogether, the building will use around 59,000 cubic yards of concrete and 5,520 tons of rebar. The groundbreaking ceremony, held in June 2024, marked a significant milestone for the project. As part of the ceremony, a steel beam was signed and later placed into the cofferdam. As of late September, the foundation work has been progressing quickly, with columns and rebar emerging above ground level. The North Tower is expected to be move-in ready by 2027. Related Midwest secured $500 million in financing for the 2-tower project from tax-exempt bonds issued by the Illinois Housing Development Authority, with additional backing from Wells Fargo and other lenders. Related Midwest and its partners are also contributing equity to the project. While the total cost remains undisclosed, it marks a shift from the original $1 billion plan unveiled in 2018. This updated plan focuses solely on residential units, a reflection of the rising demand for multifamily housing in Chicago. The developer's research indicates that a growing number of highly educated professionals are moving to downtown Chicago, which could explain the increased demand for housing in the area. Though specific data is limited, it's reasonable to assume that urban areas like Chicago appeal to professionals looking for career growth and access to a dynamic city environment. This project has been fascinating to explore, even though I've only been able to cover it through research. Thanks so much for tuning in to Engineering Unveiled. It's your support that makes it possible for me to dig into stories like this, uncovering the vision and impact behind architectural and urban development projects. As this channel grows, I hope to keep bringing you closer to these engineering marvels, highlighting the creativity and strategy shaping our cities. I'm excited to have you on this journey with me, and I can't wait to dive into more projects together. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.